guys, it's Katie here with Life Mundane and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you guys about a resource that is a favorite in our family. We've been using it for several years on and off, and it is Epic Books. We're going to be talking about what we like about it, what we don't like about it, and how we use it in our homeschooling. So be sure to stick around so you can find out. Let's get started. This program is like a book Netflix. Think about it that way. A whole huge library collection of books for your kids available in a Netflix kind of format with profiles, being able to like and dislike things, being able to save them. So when I say I've been using this program on and off over the past several years, I mean 4+ years that I have been using this program. And we have loved it. With the time that we went off of it was simply because we did not have a tablet. It is an app, but they do have a website as well. So you don't have to use it in app form, but I find the app to be the easiest for my personal use and for the kids to be able to access it. So that being said, that is the time that we took off, is when our tablets died and we didn't have money to pay a new one. Once we got a new one, we got it back because that's how much I love it. I do have a link for you guys down in the description if you guys want to check it out. They have a 30-day free trial that you guys can try it out for. It is an affiliate link, which simply means that when you click at it at no cost to you, it provides a little bit of money for our family and to help us with our homeschooling resources and things like that. I'm not promoting Epic Books because I'm an affiliate of Epic Books. I am an affiliate of Epic Books because I already buy, use, and love Epic Books. And that is what I want to share with you guys today. So let's look at some of the reasons, what it is, and why do I love it. So like I said, it's an app or a website that is used. It has over 40,000 books, children's books, all educational, vetted for kids, that are at your child's fingertips. They have a lot of different cool features that we'll look at here in just a second, but essentially it's like a library in your kid's lap. I love being able to go to the library. I don't replace going to the library with this app, but especially in the midst of COVID, where our libraries have been closed on and off all throughout the year, it has been awesome to know I can still go back and access good children's literature all throughout the year, regardless of what's going on outside. So features that I love about this app. First of all, is the fact that you can have different profiles for each of your kids. They have available, you can click on it and you can personalize that to your specific child. You can assign them books that you want them to read. So I took and went through all of their Thanksgiving books and assigned each one of my kids a different Thanksgiving book to read that was at their grade level, at their learning level, and at their ability. I was able to assign that and send that to them. Once they open the app, they'll see that their teacher assigned something. They can open it up and read it. They can pause at any point and come back to it. And then I will have them just give me sort of an oral report of what they learned. This is a great way to add a little extra learning without adding extra work on your plate. And you can do that, you can add those just by going to your parent dashboard and throwing those into their profile for them as an assignment. They also have tons of literature, from super educational to more entertainment based. There are books that are originals to Epic Books, as well as books that are more well known. You can search books here if there's a particular book you're trying to do for school. You can search a specific title, or you can search by category, depending on what your kid is looking for. So we are studying Vermont, and I can look up Vermont, and it's going to pull up everything for me that they have on Vermont. No need to run to the library. I still like going to the library, but this is great for the kids to do their own reading on these things. So there's things you've heard of and things you haven't. I love the fact that I can search through my book list for homeschooling, and oftentimes will actually find the books I'm looking for in this. There are other websites out there that have digital libraries for children, and a lot of their stories are so original to them that you can't find the educational resources you're actually looking for. And so far with Epic Books, I've been really impressed with the selection that they have, and they're constantly adding to that. Another thing that I love about it is that they do offer the option of videos, and they're all educational videos for kids that have been vetted. And so you can find a lot of fun things there. You can turn off the video option if you have a child that would probably end up picking videos over.
Can I watch that?
In a minute. Who would choose videos over books, but that is a cool option. And that is so great that you can customize it to you and your child's specific needs. Speaking of tailoring it to their specific needs, a huge benefit, probably one of my favorite things about this, is that for my kids with dyslexia, If you guys have not been following, I just posted a video kind of explaining our diagnosis with dyslexia and what's going on there. You guys can check it out up in the iCards or down in the description below. But basically, we had several of our kids diagnosed with dyslexia, one of which is severely dyslexic. He is 11 years old and he struggles with reading and struggles with being able to find literature that he is able to read that's actually still mentally interesting to him, right? He has no interest in reading, the biscuit books or any of those kinds of things, which are great for early readers, but he is mentally way above that level. So what do you do with kids like that? This app has such cool features. My favorite one is they have a read aloud section. So you can choose.
So when you open up the Read to Me tab, you'll see a whole bunch of different books that can be read to the child. Some are beginning readers, some are more educational, some are more entertainment wise. So we're going to try the BMX Vert book. We can save it for offline if we want to, or we can just press play.
Chapter 1. What is BMX Vert? It was the night of the 2012 X Games BMX Vert vertical competition, and vert rider Jamie Bestwick was ready to make history. Bestwick was a legend in the BMX.
But it's not just like an audiobook, because it's actually going to take your child page by page, word by word, and highlight, bold, underline, some kind of version of that, each word as it's reading. So my child can read along and follow along. It's practicing getting that reading in without the frustration. It allows them to be able to access more difficult material and enjoy that and not just be stuck with the little kid books. When my preschoolers or my second grader are done with their school, because they finish it so much earlier throughout the day, I can then go send them off to watch some tablet time, but in reality, they're having a book read to them and they're getting to see those words and associate those words with those sounds. They also have audiobooks. We love their selection of audiobooks. They have some of my kids' favorites right now are the 39 Clues, going through those as an audiobook and going through several of the Boxcar Children books, but they have even more of that available. Now, when it comes to things I don't particularly care for about the program, there are a couple, not many, but a couple things that come to mind. First, there's only the ability to have 4 profiles for your kids. It's kind of a bummer because one of the cool things about the program is that when you have your child's separate individual profiles, it keeps track of how much time they've read, and it gives you detailed reports if you want it. You can look at detailed reports of how long did a child stay on a particular book. So it doesn't just say because they opened it, they read it. It'll say, oh, that child finished this book, or that child spent only 30 seconds in this book and finished it. Then you can go, maybe that's not the way that went down. So I love that they have that accountability there for it and that you have that ability to assign. But when you only have 4 profiles and you have large families like we do, that gets to be more of an issue. So that is something I wish they would add more profiles. Right now it works because we have 4 school-age kids, and then the preschoolers either explore on one of their siblings' profiles or they'll explore through my parents' profile. But it would be really awesome if they would add more profiles. If you're listening, Epic, this is what we'd love to hear. Okay, so the next thing that is not my favorite is that there is such a wide variation of content. There's more than I really necessarily want my kids to have access to, right? There are some books that I prefer them not to read. There's nothing like inappropriate for a child in that sense, but there are things that our family, according to our standards and our values, are not really appropriate or things that we would prefer them to spend their time on. And so it's a little bit of a Netflix type feel. You're gonna open it up and they're gonna have all of these books in front of them and different suggestions and things like that. So our solution to this is simply that we have started using just more recently the favorite section. So I go through the books and with the kids or by myself, and we'll favorite. You can just press the little heart next to the book and it'll send it to your favorite section. And I tell my kids, you can only access the books that are in your favorite section, or you can come to me if you see a specific book you would like to read. And if I haven't put it in your favorite section, I'm happy to look over it for you. This has been hugely helpful because they can still scroll. Because I know that it's been screened for kids, you're not going to have anything with a super inappropriate cover or any pictures that are visually going to be kind of assaulting to the eyes. I don't have to worry about that aspect. It's just the content. So my kids are still welcome to scroll all they would like. But before they actually open up and read it, I want them to run it through me. Personal preference, matter of choice. You decide how you want to handle it. So we use these in our homeschool day. I've already mentioned a few ways that we have our littles work on this while the older kids are wrapping up their schoolwork. For my older kids, I like to assign them specific books seasonally. Like I said, with the Thanksgiving books, I assign them each one that fits their specific reading level and ability. Assign them a book, and I'm having them do an oral report. Also, we do some independent reading time. Right now, my kids, for the most part, because our library is open, they are going to the library and picking out a book that they are reading a chapter or two out of every single day for their independent reading time. But I'm guessing, unfortunately, as the seasons go and it gets more into cold and flu season, there's either gonna be not be the ability to go because of COVID stuff and it's gonna close down again, or we're going to run into the same thing we've had for a long time. We have a daughter-suppressed immune system, so we just can't be out and about as much. If we need to stop going to the library for that reason, then they have access to all of that. And even now, they'll still sometimes pick a book off of here versus at the library because they can get it at their fingertips. They don't have to wait. We also love to use their video educational section for videos on things we're doing in school. And I love to use those as resources to talk through. Again, great thing to take with you on the go. If you're gonna be somewhere and have to kind of car school or road school, this is the app for you if you're on the go, because you've got these educational resources, whether it's fun reading for the kids, whether it's listening to an audiobook, whether it's an assigned reading or something you wanna do as a read aloud with them. You get all these books at your fingertips. So highly recommend Epic Books. I hope you guys will go check it out. Again, the link is down below. Be sure to stick around because we have so much great content coming up. I'm gonna bring you my very first Christmas typed themed video as I share with you guys a awesome resource that we are just starting to use this year for our Advent season that we're going to be adding into our rotation of things we already do for Christmas. So you guys are going to want to check that out and so much more. So be sure to click the subscription button, check out the link down below, and we'll talk to you guys later. Bye.